Today I wanted to give you a little piece of routine, a little piece of choreography that you can easily do at home. Doesn't require much space, but will get you up and moving, and also you will be able to use that piece once we're all back to our normal and in our studios and warm up for the competitions. You don't need a partner for this, you can just do it on your own and get your body moving. Alright, we're gonna talk today about the chasses. We're going to talk about the chasses in cha-cha-cha because we have chasses basically in all the dances, in all the styles. We're going to talk today about the chasses in cha-cha-cha. We have all kinds of them, have a lot of them, and we're going to try to cover them today. So, without further ado, here we go. So first, chasse basically is when one foot chases another. From French, it's chase. That's what I've heard. I don't know, but that's what I've heard. The first chasse we're going to talk about is a compact chasse. We're actually not going to move anywhere at all. We're going to stay on the spot. I think you can see my feet right now. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change my weight from one foot to another. Now there are a few ways to do this, depending on your level, depending on how much your body is moving. So we're going to start with the most basic one. You're going to basically stay with 2 feet together, and what I want you to do is go ball flat, ball flat, ball flat, ball flat, ball flat, ball flat. So right now you can see my heels are leading the floor. And the action of my body is that I'm attaching to this is a slight rotation. You can see that. Now, what you can do also when you rotate them, try to have a slight contraction through your center, like a pelvic tilt right here. So this way, every time you change your weight, your hips go up and around, up and around, up and around, and they will settle over the heel each time. Right heel, left heel. Okay? So another way to do this, you may stay flat the whole time. Cha-cha-one, cha-cha-one. So this way I only use my knees really. I bend and straighten my knees, just like that. I also have the same hip action we just talked about. So if you do something with your hips, please remember that your upper body must have an opposite action. So let's say if you decide to turn your hips left, make sure that you don't let your body turn in the same direction. Everything is always in opposition. Cha-cha-one. Also, please pay attention to your shoulders. Once we start bringing the hips up, it's very important to push the shoulders downward, creating a compression downwards each single time. Very important. Okay? The timing of this one is your regular 4 and 1. You can also do 2 and 3. Now, that's a compact chasse. Doesn't really go anywhere. We're gonna now go to the regular chasse, the one you all know, the one you all do if you dance cha-cha-cha. It's a side chasse. Chasse to side. So I use my right foot, I do the small step to the side, I collect my left foot to my right foot, and I step to the side. I can do the same to the left. Cha, cha, one. Few technical details which I find very important. Please remember that we do have syncopation on the 4th beat of cha-cha music. What it means in normal language is that we split one beat, the beat 4, we split it in half. So you only have half of what you normally have on your beats 1, 2, and 3 at your disposal. So therefore, if your normal walk on 1 is about your shoulder length, that's usually how we do it, I would strongly suggest you do the step during the chasse, during the cha-cha. I suggest you do them smaller to reflect the fact that you are actually having less time at your disposal. So, cha, cha, 1. So whatever you want to do on 1, cut it in half, and that will be the size of your cha-cha. So I'll do to the right, cha, cha, 1, and to the left, cha, cha, 1. Now, if you just started your journey in dancing, I strongly suggest that you use the footwork of ball flat, where we basically will be rolling from the ball of the foot to the flat foot, ball flat, ball flat, ball flat. The hip action associated with this chasse will be a lateral one, where my hips will go in the, where they go, cha, cha, 1. So my hips go left as I step on my right foot, right as I collect my left foot in, left as I go to the right. I also try to make sure that I do have a strong rib cage action. You can see it right now. Strong rib cage action. As I would very much like an American rhythm that my body, my rib cage, my emotional center is involved. Cha, cha, 1. Cha, cha, 1. Cha, cha, 1. Cha, cha, 1. All right. So if you are more advanced or you just would like to spice it up and make it more interesting, more dynamic for the body, what you can start exploring is more rotational action through your hips, more twisting-like action, where you will see me rotating my hips to the left. So you can see by my belt buckle, I rotate my hips to the left. I do the small step cha. I do the same action we discussed with you in the combat chasse, where I will bring my hips upwards and move them to the right heel as I collect my left foot underneath me and I collect my feet. And now I'm going to strongly press downwards with my left shoulder, bring my hip upwards, and I will push off of my left foot 1. Show it to you one more time. Cha, cha, 1. I'll do the same to the left side. Cha, cha, 1. Now what I find myself doing once I start creating more body actions and rotational action for my hips, I find I have less time for my feet to roll all the way to the flat, especially on the second cha, on the second part of the 4th beat. So what I find myself doing, you can try it, you don't have to do it, this is more of the development. I use the footwork of the ball only, without rolling all the way to the flat foot on the second step. Please watch this. I'm going to show it from this angle. Ball flat, ball, and now I'm going to push down into the left leg, which will make my left knee straighten as I push out, but I will not lower my left heel. 1. Well, it will lower, but I will not touch the floor completely. So, cha, cha, 1. Okay, so one more time, we'll do side to side chasse. Cha, cha, 1, and cha, cha, 1. If you're doing the rotational action, please do remember that we do not want the upper body to rotate in the same direction with the hips. So you always have the twisting action through your body. Alright, so these were chasses to side. Then we also have to move forward backward, and we do it in the same fashion. So there are 2 ways we can move forward and backward. First will be a forward and backward runs. So forward and backward runs, 2, 3, I go cha, cha, 1. And I'll show you the same way backwards. 2, 3, I go cha, cha, 1. So you also have the series of 3 steps. The last step of 3 will be the biggest one. When I say biggest one, I don't really mean it's a big step. It's just bigger in relationship, in comparison to the first 2, because on the 3rd step, you have a full beat of music at your disposal, where in the first 2 you only have half a beat per change of weight. So please plan accordingly. If you're going to go 4 and, it's not going to look good, but you're also going to have very, very difficult time staying on time. So the footwork again, ball flat here. I go ball flat, ball flat, ball flat. 2, 3, the same backward. Ball flat, ball flat, ball flat. Couple very important technical details. First of all, try to make sure, I think you can see I have those floorboards here. I'm going to try, as I move forward, I'm going to try to stay on the same floorboard. You can see me going 4 and 1. Now, I don't care for twisting here. Especially if you do it on your own, it's going to look kind of funny most of the time, unless it's supported, unless it's led for the two-hand hold. I just strongly suggest you to stay on the same line, so don't cross too much, but try not to have two tracks of movement, because it's going to be looking like that, and we don't exactly care for this particular look. So again, the footwork ball flat. Now, if you will find that you want to have more twisting through the body, now, when I say more twisting through the body and the hips, I don't mean that you're going to actually twist on the standing foot. Please make sure that does not happen. So I will twist my hips to the left, and I will twist my body to the right, hips to the right, body to the left, hips to the left, body to the right. The same situation happens with the side chasse. Okay? The more I create body actions, the less time I have to push that heel into the ground. So sometimes when I really go into the body action, I find myself that I'm not lowering the heel all the way. I don't know if it's a sin or not, but as far as American rhythm goes, I would give more priority to the body action than necessarily the lowering the heel. So if you find that you're doing a lot of body action, and that happens that you end up being on the ball of the foot as you do this, and then ball flat on the last step, I think it's worth it. Again, I'm not advocating not lowering the heel, but if you do a lot of body action, you might find that you don't have enough time to lower it, so be it. Just make sure we don't start just running on the balls of the feet with no body action. That's not worth it. As far as the walks backward, same thing. Just remember, our body is not really designed to move backwards. Okay, that's not really the way we move. So anytime we move backwards, I strongly suggest to do as little steps as physically possible. I'm not saying something like this, but the moment you're trying to do that, it's not going to work for you. So my steps are rather small, 2, 3, chop. So what I find, for me at least, the distance that's great, that I feel the most comfortable with, I feel that the middle of this bone, and believe it's femur, is touching my calf muscle right here. That's usually the good size of the step for me. Originally, right here. Right at the moment when I place the foot, that's the connection I have. So I'll show you from here. That's the connection I have. Cha, cha, 1. So I'm not trying just to keep the top of the thighs together, trying to make sure below my knees, my legs are touching. That usually limits how far my foot can go. So we're not going for the big step here. Okay? We're not caring about the traveling as much in American style. We want to keep it more compact, more rotational, which is perfect for our situation right now. It's a perfect style right now. We don't have much room. All right, so these are your forward and backward walks. Same time in 4 and 1. Okay. Then there is another way of movement forward, of moving forward and backward. These are your lock steps. So we're going to talk about these. I'm going to give you some technique on these. We're not going to spend too much time because we can make the whole lesson just out of the forward lock. We're not going to do that. So lock steps are the steps where you will walk forward on the step 1. Now instead of collecting your foot or passing your foot, what I will do, I will cross my back foot behind my leg and slightly sideways. So normally, and it really depends on everybody's physique, then normally you will see something like this where the toe of the front foot is on the same line with the toe of the back foot. I don't exactly care for this, this is too much. However, if you will try to match your toe of the back foot with the heel of the front foot, what happens quite often is that you cannot close your thighs. And again, this is the look we're not caring for. So what I would like to make sure that your back foot is either slightly to the side from your front foot or on the same line, toe with toe. At least this is what works for me. Okay? So not that much, not that little, because again you can see the sunshine here. We don't want that. So cha, now you go. Now here's how we do it, by the way. So as you arrive on your front foot, we would like you to make sure you're fully taking the weight immediately. I will move my hip, my right hip right now, because I'm standing on my right foot. I will immediately move my hip all the way diagonally towards my pinky toe. I'm not caring about the big toe to the pinky toe. We did it in Roomba last time. Not going to have time for this. You will arrive on your right foot immediately and you will move your hip diagonal forward towards the pinky toe. What you will feel is that your thigh is collecting. That's the moment when you will move your back foot into the cross position. It's called Cuban cross position. So I go cha, cha. My back leg is bent. It's on the ball of the foot. My front leg is straight. That's what I do. Cha. Hip moves diagonally forward, collects the back foot, cha. And now what I do, I actually move my left hip, back hip, backward, again in a diagonal-like fashion. I move it diagonally back. What you will feel as you do this action, what you will feel is that there's more weight going on top of the back foot. We're going to use that. We're going to use that weight. What are we going to do right now? I'm going to push my left shoulder downwards into the ground, creating even more weight there and creating compression through my side, like a spring, pushing it towards each other, my hip and my left shoulder, and I'm going to use that to push off. So, lock step is, in my opinion, international step, international Latin step. So I'm trying to do my best not to use that too much at least. However, there are steps where you can't really avoid doing this. If you do the Aida or Paseo, or you, let's say, enter from the back rock to the back spot turn, really the most comfortable way of getting into this is really using a lock step. Forward for lady, backward for gentleman. So I use this, but I don't abuse that. Okay, so when we start doing the long lines of lock steps, for me it doesn't exactly represent American rhythm to the best. So I generally try to stay away from those, but that's my personal choice. You do what you want to do. I personally prefer, when possible, doing the runs, because I feel that that gives me more opportunity to create more body action than the lock step does, which is about more of the hip and the knee and the foot. Again, don't dismiss that step, but if you have a choice, my personal choice would be to do forward and backward runs. All right, lock steps backward. 2, 3. I will quickly, very quickly rotate my hip backwards in the direction of the step. So, backwards, I'm going backwards. So if I go with the left foot, I'm going to rotate my hip to the left, counterclockwise. That will help me to place my foot behind it. Cha. It has no weight yet. I didn't move anywhere. I just strike that foot behind me with a strong hip rotation. Cha. That's the first cha. That's half of the first 4. I'm going to go ahead and collect my feet underneath in a cross position. Cha. And now I will settle into that foot I brought in my case right now it's my right foot. And I will settle into the right, and I will push off of my right foot, and I will do again, not a very big step, 1. And at the end of it, release your hip in the direction of your step. So if you, in direction of the foot you stepped with, I'm sorry. So once you landed on your left foot, rotate your hip to the left. So we'll do it one more time. We'll do this angle. So I do the 2 rock step, 3, and I'm done. Now I'm going to quickly rotate my left hip and move my foot behind me in a striking-like action. Cha. I'm going to move my foot in, the right one, into the cross position. Cha. My knees are together. I'm in a Cuban cross position, but very compact. And now I'm going to settle my right hip towards the big toe, and I'm going to push off of it. Cha. Sorry, 1, and I'm going to release the hip. And okay, I suggest you guys practice it on both legs, going forward and backward, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. For our routine later on, we're just going to use lock step forward with the right foot leading, and lock step backward with the left foot leading. Cha, cha, one, and. Okay? Again, because I treat that step as an international step, I just take the way it is in international, which means I'm not trying to do any soft legs landing, maybe except the walk one when I do have time. But when I actually have a lock, I don't use a bent leg. I just use a straight leg. Cha, cha, one. I can use a soft leg here because I have a full beat of music. Again, everybody's personal choice on this one. All right, these are your forward and backward lock steps. So far, we had your compact chasse, cha, cha, one, okay? We had your chasse to side, the ones all of you are familiar with, when we go cha, cha, one, let's say 2, 3, cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. We had forward runs, cha, cha, 1, 2, 3 backward runs, cha, cha, 1, 2, 3, and we had lock steps. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3, backward lock step. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Now all of these chasses, because lock step is a type of the chasse, is permitted in all levels, and these are the ones, if you are the bronze dancer, these are the ones you will be using in bronze. The chasses we're going to start talking about right now, these are more high-level chasses which are not allowed in bronze level. However, I strongly encourage you to learn them and to practice them because I think they're fun. They really, really, really make you work your body. And by the time you are in your silver, hey, you already know those, so you can start using them. So, what we have is your twist chasse first. So, if I do the rock step backward, I go 2, 3. If I do the rock step backward, forward here now, as I'm on my left foot, I'm going to rotate my left hip strongly to my left. I'm on my left foot. And I'm going to rotate my body to the right at the same time. Boom. Creating a twist in action through the foot. Remember in the beginning we talked with you about the fact that we were doing the compact chasse, we were doing the forward runs, and I asked you to make sure you don't twist your feet. Now in this chasse, it is a twist chasse, we actually are creating a change of direction. Change of direction can range from 45 degrees, 1 pizza pie, or 90 degrees, up to 90 degrees. 2 pizza pies, okay, your quarter turn. So it is up to you which one you do, but you can do either 45 or 90. Make sure the foot you're standing on does turn underneath you. Please watch. Check. So my left foot did turn underneath me. Very important, right here, that you are in press line position, which means your ball of the foot is on the ground, you have a pressure into that foot, so I'm not back weighted, just pointing that foot. I actually have a pressure into the ball of the foot. My heel is very, very high, my leg is back. That's your first chop. So 2, 3, chop. Now I'm going to start applying more pressure into this right foot, right here, and I'm going to twist as I collect my feet. Please watch. Chop. Right now I'm on 2 balls of the feet, or I can land my right heel onto the floor. Show you from this angle. 2, 3, chop, and I can do chop, and I'm going to push off of my left foot, the one I brought in, 1. Show you from this angle. 2, 3, chop, chop, 1. You can create a lateral action with your hips. Cha, cha right here. You can create a lateral action, 1. If you want to go for more 3D look, as you collect your feet, 2, 3, cha, cha right here. I will move my hips forward and around, 1. Okay. Here's your twist chasse. One more time. 2, 3, cha, cha, 1. Soft leg if you dance American with the right hip. Alright, that's your twist chasse. Next one of my favorite, ronde chasse. Here we go. We start ronde chasse from the rock forward. You go 2, 3, and. Now what I'm gonna do, this is very important, I'm gonna go ahead and contract through my left side. What I mean by this, I'm gonna lift up my left hip and I'm gonna push my left shoulder downwards. Check, just like that. And after I've done this, I will rotate that left hip around. Try to do it, make sure that your foot is with the contact with the floor. And you're gonna rotate it, and you're gonna place it behind you again in that Cuban cross position. So 2, 3, I go and now I'm gonna rotate the left hip around. Check. My thighs are together, my knees are together, my back leg is slightly soft. I do have weight on both feet at this point. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring my right foot to my left foot. So my front foot will go to the back foot. Check. And as I've done it, I'm going to press into the right side here, right foot. So my right hip goes up, my right shoulder goes downward, and I push off 1. I'll show you from this angle. 2, 3, and cha, cha, compression, 1. Different angle. 2, 3, and cha, cha, 1. All right, that's your ronde chasse. So again, so far we had compact chasse, chasse to side. We had forward runs, cha, cha, 1. We had forward and backward lock step. Here's your forward lock step. Here's your backward lock step. Okay. We had your twist chasse, 2, 3, cha, cha, 1. And we had your ronde chasse, 2, 3, and cha, cha, 1. The last, but not the least, you have a slip chasse. Slip chasse. Usually done from the rock forward. 2, 3. We're going to use example of the left foot right now. However, in our routine that we put together, we're going to use both legs. I'm going to show you in a minute. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the rock step. 2, 3. I'm going to settle my hip as it's supposed to in the end of the rock step. 3 and my hip is on my right foot. There is no weight on my left foot. What I'm going to do, I'm going to very quickly rotate my hips to the left and move my foot behind me on the back of the foot with weight attached to it. Please watch. Cha. So right now I have some weight on the back foot. It's not much weight. It's different from striking action where I stay fully on the front foot as I release the foot back. I do move my weight slightly back. Cha. What will happen when you will do it fast? That hip action, very strong one, will pull the front thigh towards that back foot. Check. Check. It's not a big distance, about 3-4 inches, something like this. 2, 3, and check, check. 1, 2, 3, check, check. 1. So, very important that your front foot stays flat throughout that whole ordeal. Cha, cha, my foot stayed flat. 1. Very strong hip action, ladies and gentlemen. Very strong hip action, that's what creates that slip. Cha, cha, 1. Okay. I'm going to show you on the other foot. It's not very common that we do it with the right foot back, but again, just for the purpose of the routine and to make sure it flows, I did one backward too. So if I'll be standing on my front left foot here, I'm going to strongly swing my right hip backward. Cha, that will pull the front foot in. I will change my weight back to my left foot. Cha, and collect my feet, 1. So I'm gonna right now show you a few times just that. Cha, cha, 1, and 2, and 3, and cha, cha, 1, and 2, and 3, and. Alright, so that was your sleep chasse. That's basically all the chasses we got. So, we're gonna do a little nice tiny routine for you guys so you can practice all of this stuff. We're gonna go exactly in the order we learned them. Exactly in the order we learned them. With the only thing we're gonna add is the rock step. We're not gonna go into the technique of the rock step. That might be the topic of the future classes, because it looks like we're gonna have time, which it looks like we're in this for a while. So, I'll start with the rock step forward. 2, 3. I do the compact chasse. I collect my feet underneath. Cha, cha, 1. Rock step backward. 2, 3. I do the chasse to the side, to my right. Cha, cha, 1. Rock step. 2, 3. Chasse to my left. Cha, cha, 1. Rock step back. 2, 3. I'm going to do runs forward now. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Runs backward. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Lock step forward. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Lock step backward. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Now we go into our higher level chasse. So we go into the twist chasse. Cha, cha, 1. Rock step. 2, 3. We go into our ronde chasse. And cha, cha, 1. And we do 2 in a row slip chasse, starting with the right foot. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Apologies, that was a timing of 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. So I'm gonna go one more time from the twist, from the ronde chasse. 3, cha, cha, 1. Now slip chasse. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and rock step back. 2, 3, just regular chasse to the side, just to loop it, and we go from the top. Rock forward. 2, 3, compact chasse. Cha, cha, 1, 2, side chasse. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3, side chasse. Cha, cha, 1, 2, runs forward. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Cha, cha, 1, lock step forward. 2, 3. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Rock step backward. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Twist chasse. Cha, cha, 1, 2, 3. Ronde chasse. Cha, cha, 1. Slip chasses. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and from the top. I'm going to go a little bit faster. I'm going to do it from a different angle. I'm going to be backing you right now. So just bear with me. From the top. And 2, 3. Compact chasse. 2, 3. Chasse to side. 2, 3. Chasse to side. Run forward. 4 and 1. 2. Run backward. 4 and 1. Lock step forward. 4 and 1. 2, 3. Lock step backward. 2, 3. Twist. 4 and 1. 2 ronde. 3 and 4 and 1. Slip. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And loop it. 2, 3, 4 and 1. Compact. 2, 3, 4 and 1. 2 side. 4 and 1. 2, 3, 4 and 1. Run forward. 4 and 1. 2, 3. Run backward. 2 lock step. Cha cha 1, 2, 3. Cha cha 1, 2, 3. Twist. Cha cha 1, 2, ronde, cha-cha, 1, slip, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. So this video will be available for a while, so some of you learn faster, some of you learn slower. I'm exceptional slow learner. I cannot remember choreography that even I put together to save my life. Everybody who knows me know that. So if you can't catch the routine right away, that's okay. That's okay. I think it's okay. So don't get discouraged, just play it again, practice it again. I try to give you a minimal amount of details. We can go so much more into the timing of things. I mean, we can add all the E and N's and A's and U's and all that stuff, but again, we can really stay on for 40 minutes on one chasse only. I don't think that's the goal here. The goal is to give you some idea and to maybe reiterate some things that you might know already but maybe forgot. And also the goal is, in these times right now, is to really get you off your couch and to get you moving and to get you feel better in these weird times we're in right now. So in a conclusion, I just want to again thank Dance Vision. I want to say that I hope everybody's dancing. I hope everybody is safe and healthy, and please stay that way and do your part so we can all get back to normal and to our studios and to our students as quick as possible, because we sure do miss them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the class. If you do have questions, please send a message to me personally. My Facebook page is Nazar Norov, Irina Kudryshova. Just send us a message. We'll be happy to help you. If you need some more information, we'll be happy to provide you with that as well. Be happy, be healthy, take care of yourself, keep dancing.